blah, 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 blah. The second topic on the line is Fibonacci. Fibonacci. Please, your notes. This is something you are always going to go back to forever. If you ever feel I don't have notes, although I don't check it anymore, I will show you. The first time I ever started learning, I was taking notes like a crazy ass person, like a whole lot in between my pages. Like I had a whole lot of places I wrote down stuff. Like this should be like the second note. And this last page was basically where I talked about risk management, okay? And the truth about this is, as much as I was learning, there are always things that I would most likely forget. I always go back here and check and be like, okay, I remind myself again. And funny enough, I also had stickers, like these stickers here. So I could easily just take this out, okay? And then I'll paste it like somewhere on my bed. I always had stuff like pasted here. See, let me tell you, I'm very obsessed with anything that can change my life. So I can be really mad. And that's the kind of mentality I want you to have. Because if you have that kind of mentality, you would never lose a life. Like, it is just natural. And anytime I pasted these things on my bed here, I had my alarm that wakes me up at 8 a.m. because I feel like if I'm sleeping by 8 a.m., fine, we all need enough sleep. I know, definitely. So I try to get at least 6 hours sleep on a daily basis. But if I wake up at 8 a.m., the first thing that happens is that naturally, at least I know I did a bit of psychology training. Naturally, the first thing that gets into your head early in the morning sticks with you throughout the day. And it stays with you almost for life. Because that is when you are just naturally free of everything around you. You are fresh to the day. So immediately I wake up by 8 a.m., I wish I could actually share my screen on my phone. You see my calendar. Each day actually had an alarm. Immediately I wake up by 8 a.m. As my alarm wakes me up, I'm seeing the reminder on the alarm. And the reminder on the alarm is Kene, read up on Fibonacci. And I'll just check my sticker for the previous day's topic that gave me issues that I noted down. And then I read it again. And then I continue with my day's work. That is a whole lot of effort for you to be near perfect. So if you're not putting in that kind of effort, although now I don't expect you to put in that kind of effort because I made it way, way easy. Then I was putting in that kind of effort because I wasn't getting the education I needed, right? So now you can actually do 10% of what I did and you should be making approximately what should help your life. I feel so. Emphasis on effort, okay? So today we'll be talking about Fibonacci. This is the second topic of the day. Now, before I talk about Fibonacci, I just want to show you a little bit of research on Fibonacci itself. That would make you have a close idea of what I'm about to explain now. So Fibonacci. So now, Fibonacci is a mathematician, okay? Now, this nigga is a smart-ass human being. He is that person, I don't know, okay, let me show you guys something, yeah? I don't know if you guys ever see all these sculptors that used to, try to draw human being, draw any human being, trying to mold and all that stuff. And what you notice is that when they finish molding the face of that sculpture they're about to, put the eyes and the nose, there's a kind of calculation they do within this face that makes them able to, place the eyes correctly, the nose correctly, the mouth correctly, in such a way that it perfectly looks as though it is that same person. Have you ever wondered why this existed? Imagine if somebody drew a particular face and then the face is disjointed and there's a whole lot of space by this side. That perfection that makes that face stay in the perfect position with all the nose aligned and all the mouth being in that specific place and even the hair being at that particular specific place is calculated by Fibonacci. So it tells you that this is one very, very important tool in life. I'm not talking about Forex now. I'm talking about life that helps you with your calculation. Let me check images. Images should do justice to that. I hope I'm able to find the face. Okay, perfect. So this is it. So you can see this perfectly aligned with Fibonacci calculation. You could position using this person's face, okay, where the ear should be, where the mouth should be, where the nose should curve, where the eye should be, where the hair should start from, okay? This was basically done through Fibonacci. Fibonacci also is used in your thumbprint. And that is why basically nobody actually has the same thumbprint in the world. Fibonacci is what actually calculates this thumbprint that eventually brings out your data in the police. It basically tells you, okay, you know what, now Laolu steal this thing. And it brings out Laolu as a person. This calculation
why
is...
Why you use Laolu?
Because I know you will soon steal from Forex. So I feel like that's a very good one. So now that Fibonacci is basically what makes this calculation possible. It is what they use in thumbprint that makes it much more easier for you to understand almost everything that happens. Okay. Now using Fibonacci, this is basically a plant. Yeah, you could actually use Fibonacci to calculate the exact place that each, leaf here would form using Fibonacci calculation. So coming here, I can easily say, okay, something is going to form here. And you end up coming, and then you see that Fibonacci is 99% right, okay? Now we'll go to many scenarios. Even on a snail, those curvatures you see, Fibonacci calculation can get you those exact areas, where these curves can be. So with that, having that in mind, Fibonacci is one tool in Forex that if you do not understand Fibonacci, you will not be perfect. You will not be near perfect. You will not be able to know what to do at a given point in time. So Fibonacci is one thing that I expect you that if you are not taking proper notes, you should actually double your hustle now and take 100% of your notes. Okay? So really, Fibonacci. Now in Fibonacci, the Fibonacci number starts from 0 and then it ends in 100, meaning that obviously 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but some numbers are insignificant. Okay, from 0 to 100, now this is where I expect you to note. From 0 to 100, the numbers that are significant in Fibonacci is number 1, 38.2. Number 2, 50.0. Number 3, 61.8. Okay? And then the final one is 100. So ideally, 100 is not significant, but you have this. These are the significant Fibonacci numbers, okay? And then the final number that is very significant as well is 23.6. Okay, so we're going to do this together. So in class, I want you guys to start. If you're arranging it accordingly from 23.6, so I want you guys to type, what is the first number that is significant in Fibonacci? Like, let's just type it in the chat. Like the first number that is significant in Fibonacci. I want you to be able to know this. Let it not be as if somebody forgot to write it down. So that at the end of the day, when you come back to me and tell me, Kene, I don't understand something, I will always tell you. I know how many people have always said, go back to your notes. Go back to your notes. Because the reason I always say go back to your notes is because I've taken out my time to actually explain it as much as possible. So the first number, following it accordingly, is what? Ify, there's no response from you. John, there's no response from you. There's no response from everybody. I need everybody to be together, right? So the first number is Ify, response. First number, arranging accordingly, is 23.6. 23.6. We're arranging it according to, the numbers from lower sequence to higher sequence. Okay, so the second number together, everybody. Okay. 38.2. Okay, perfect. So not 0.3, 0.2. Okay, perfect. So the third number is what? I removed my screen for a reason, so that I know people who actually wrote. Oh, John is following me. Perfect. So you have 50.0, 50.0. Okay. So what is the final number? John. John is killing this anyways. Ify, you are the only person that doesn't type. Like, you must, like, I'm always looking out for you because I know you.
I've been typing, but apparently I've been sending it privately. I'm serious. I need to adjust it. I've been typing. I've sent it to Etsy or some Etsy account. Sorry.
Okay, so if you are typing, send it to everyone. Nobody actually.
Like, I didn't know.
Okay, perfect. So nobody actually teaches like this, but this is the only way I can make things stick in your head for life. Okay, like when we have to repeat and repeat, right? So regardless of you talking, I still need you to type it. Okay, that's good. So everybody gets it now. 23.6, 38.2, 50.0, 61.8. When I started, these numbers were very, very hard for me to remember. Now I can wake up and I can tell you anytime. And now I've made that same number easy as fuck to everybody in less than 1 minute. That is spectacular. Okay, so we'll go back to this. This particular topic took me, it was the longest topic I had to read up. It took me 1 week to learn it. But I'm going to make you understand that when you know something, you can actually explain it to people and people can get it in no time. All right? So have an open mind. Okay? So we're going to start with 23.6. The 23.6 is naturally called, in Forex, it's called the reversal zone. Reversal zone. So I'm going to take this up, reversal zone. Does everybody get this? The 23.6 level is called the reversal zone. Now, what really happens in this 23.6 level is this. Let's say market is going up. Is somebody drawing on my screen or is that me? Okay, now, I'm trying to look for the best way to explain this now. Okay, let's say market is going up, okay? And we draw our Fibonacci from 0 to 100, noting all the points we said, 23.6, 38.2, 50.0, 61.8. And when market is going up, what happens? It starts coming back down. Now, the first zone everybody will be watching will be the 23.6 zone. Okay? Now, what really happens here is that if the market refuses to break this 23.6, the market reverses. That is what I mean by reversal zone. Does everybody get that? If you get that, just type a 1. It is called reversal zone, and not every other zone here is called a continuous zone. Only the 23.6 is called the reversal zone. If you get that perfectly, do you get that only? At least, even if you don't get anything, know that 23.6 is a reversal zone. Does that make sense? So 23.6 is called the reversal zone. Okay, perfect. So if market is coming down to 23.6 and is unable to break it, that market goes back up. And even if it's going back up, the first level you must get to is this resistance. So you must be looking to take profits at this level because people are naturally greedy. It's going back up. You want to just feel it as it has entered uptrend. That is a very stupid, like the moment you think like that, you will keep on losing money till forever. You must always be ready to secure your profits. See, in Forex, the absence of securing your profits will make you broke. But there are levels whereby you know that your money is your money. And that first level is your resistance. Does that make sense? So when the moment it hits 23.6 and is unable to break it, that market reverses to the first reversal zone, which is where 0. In this case, this is 0 now. 0 is not a point, but 0 is just basically telling you blah, 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 blah. Anyways, which is this resistance. Now, if this market breaks this 23.6 here, nobody takes a trade on 23.6 except it's reversing. I want to explain that to you. Nobody takes a trade. Please note it. Nobody takes a trade on 23.6 except it's reversing. You know why? Because 23.6 is not a continuous zone. So some people will be looking at, hey, he broke 23.6, let me sell it to 38.2. No. If you broke 23.6, you can actually break it, come somewhere here and still reverse. You can break it, come somewhere here and still reverse. So you must be looking out for the next zone you'll be watching after breaking 23.6 is your 38.2. That is why it is referred to as what? A continuous zone. Okay? Now, what really happens here is that the moment the market comes and then it breaks this 38.2, remember what I taught in the first class. When there is a break of resistance, what is that resistance called? It's still called resistance. But what happens after it's broken and retested? It becomes what? Support. So immediately it breaks 38.2, you'll be looking out for that retest of this area, making sure that that retest, that price coming back here does not break it. So you must be waiting to see that that price is maintained at this 38.2 level without a break. The moment you see that, you can now sell to the next zone, which is 50.0. This 50.0 is your guaranteed take profit level. If the market fails to break 38.2, it is 99.99. I am only leaving 0.1% because nothing in life is 100%. 99.99% coming to 50.0. Okay. Now I have established two things here. 23.26%, 23.6. A refusal to break 23.6 takes the price to 0. A break of 38.2 takes the price to 50. Okay. Now, in 50, will you be looking to take a trade? No. The 50 zone is a zone of, I call it the zone where you basically watch. It's the watching zone. You watch in this zone. Okay? Now, usually, when a break of 38.2 happens, your first take profit is 50%, and your second take profit is where? 61.8%. But you do not place any trade on 50%. Meaning that any trade you have been maintaining would have started at 38.2%. Do not place, I am begging in the name of God, because I know people will always make this mistake and come back and tell me, sorry. Anyways, you'll be practicing with your demo for 1 week, so you would have learned from your mistake. Okay? So do not place a trade on 50%. You are only trailing that trade. You started on 38.2. You took your first profit here, and then you're waiting for it to either resist it. If you resist it 38.2, close your order and take all your profits. But if it continues, hold your order because it's 100% getting here. Sorry, it's 99.9% getting here because nothing in life is 100%. I don't want you to come and tell me, oh, it did not get to 61.8%. Yes, it did not get there because of that 0.01, which is life, not me. But in every 100 attempts, it will not get to 61.8% in one. In fact, I will tell you classically, I have never seen it not get to 61.8. Okay? But remember, okay, I'll get back to that. So now, the Holy Grail. The moment this 61.8 is broken, remember there is a continuous zone and there's no other Fibonacci level from 61 all the way down. That means the market is going to sell all the way to where? 100, which is a whole lot of profit. If 61.8% is broken, the market is going to sell all the way to 100. Now, let me now make this easier for everybody. I'm now going to go to the chart, and then we're now going to look at every single thing we talked about. And then you're going to see the power of Fibonacci. I had to run down all this history here so that you know how powerful this tool is, how easy it is, how it makes life so better. Now, when you combine it with your trading, you know, somebody placed Fibonacci on his chest, and the Fibonacci calculated the exact point where his heart is located. Then you should understand that that tool is so strong that without it, you would not actually be a near perfect trader. Okay, so we're going to go to our charts. And let me see. Okay, we're going to go to our chart. And I'm going to erase every single thing I have here. And all I'm going to have here is my Fibonacci. So how do you draw your Fibonacci? You will just come to your tradingview.com. I expect that at this point, from your day one, everybody would have at least opened tradingview.com to see, you know, the arrangement. When you come to trading view, close out every single thing that is on this front, please. Just close, click on close, close. You know, let it be only this currency that is here so that your charts can be clean, okay? Now, let's draw a Fibonacci. So I can see a high point here and I can see a low point here. So let me draw a Fibonacci. Now, I want to use, okay, let me make this as easy as possible, okay? Okay, let me use the high and low. So basically, I draw Fibonacci from your high and low. So I see a high point here. You draw it from the wick. And then I see what? The lowest point. I want to explain how I use Fibonacci here. Now, the moment I see this high point, remember, I want to use this low point here and this high point here to be able to predict the next movement that is coming. What that means is that, okay, let me replay everything that happened here because that's the only way you get me. What it means is that this movement here has not happened. So let me cut it out here. So that means I came into this market and this is all I can see. This is basically all I can see. So I want to use what I can see currently now to be able to predict the future. Where's all my stuff? I don't know where they went to. Okay. I want to see those little things I can see to use it to be able to predict the future. So I can see a low point here and I can also see a high point here. But this is going up, right? Okay, and I can see that this thing has formed a resistance somewhere here, okay? So I'll be looking at drawing from here, which is a low point, to a high point. So the first level I'll be watching is what? One, two, three, that's all. I want to be watching these two zones because I know that if the market comes down here and is unable to break it, it is going to fly back up, okay? Remember, it is going to fly back up. And let me now make this easier for you so that you have an idea of, let me make this chart big enough. So you can have an idea of what I'm saying. Okay, now watch these zones very well. You find out that all the Fibonacci zones are levels of major resistance in the market. Now I want you to watch. See this resistance here. Can you see it's at 50.0? Perfect. See this resistance here. It is almost within a zone of 38.2. Perfect. Since 61.8 here, you can see this is a major level of resistance. So this Fibonacci was able to even use Fibonacci to calculate resistance without even you doing any other thing in this life. Okay, good. Okay, now I'm not going to play and I'm going to show you how the market moved. Immediately, I drew this Fibonacci zone now. I don't know anything that's going to happen in the future, which is basically here. But I want to show you the power of this Fibonacci and how it's going to fly down. And then I don't know whether it's going to go down or up now. But obviously, if I'm looking at this, I know where the market is going to go. Like based off, it has not really formed any real thing. But if I start adding trend lines from different points, I can draw a trend line, even like this. I can see a trend, these 2 points here, somewhere there. And you can see that I landed on a Fibonacci zone, which is 23.6. That means if this market should come here and resist this level, it is flying up because the trend line has shown that anything that hits here and resists it is flying up. So I'll be watching out for that trend line. So let me play now and let you watch. Did you see that it resisted 38.2? Where did it go to? 23.6. It reversed all the way to 0. First take profit hit. Let's continue watching. Our first take profit was hit here. Now, at this point where your take profit is hit, I don't expect you to still be in the market. You'll be watching to see where next the market is going to go to. It's coming back to 23.6. We want to see whether it's going to resist 23.6 yet. It resisted it at this point, and then you would have taken another profit again at 0. You've made money again. It has broken 23.6. It has retested 23.6. It is going down to 38.2 because it has retested 23.6. And now this movement you can see here happened really, really fast. But I will tell you something for sure. I have this play that I'm playing here. It is in a very fast mode, right? That price did not happen like that. Let me make it every 5 seconds. So let me cancel this again. Let me just take this. But obviously, you can see that he broke 38.2. He went all the way to 61.8. And if he broke 61.8, he went all the way to where? 100. That is not magic. But I want to show you in real sense how the market moves. But it's just going to take me time. But I'll just do it simply because you guys are here. So I just want to help. So I'm going to play it again. So I'm going to make this a bit slow now. So let's look at it in a very slow motion. This is going to be really, 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 really slow. In fact, it might take us a whole lot of time, but let's look at it again. The trend line was being respected, okay? So he refused to break 23.6 here. It went to 0. So we are watching for the next place. Is he going to break 23.6? It is showing weak candles at 23.6. Okay, it's not going to break 23.6. You're already going to take a buy here, and you can see it hits 100, which is 0 in this point. Perfect. The market goes down again. It's broken 23.6. What will I be waiting for? A retest to show that, yes, it's going to go to 38.2. I will not take any trade because this is not a comfortable zone of Fibonacci. If you take a trade there, in 98% of cases, it will go against you. Now, when it has gotten to this level, this is a 1 hour chart, but I'm just trying to, immediately it has gotten to this level around this zone here. I would have been looking to take trades here. So taking trades at that point would have given me 71.9 pips at my 100 level. That automatically tells you that, hey, Enya, this thing you are seeing is going to give you, on a 1 lot size, in fact, on my own lot size, this would have given me over $4,000, right? Now, let it not look as if it's just here and we are all speaking English. Let me look for another comfortable zone. Now, I'm looking at places where I can comfortably see highs and lows, okay? So I can see a high here, and I can see a low point here. So I'm going to place my 100 here at the week. So I want you to watch the zones. He broke 23.6. Can you see he went to 38.2? He broke 38.2. He went to 50. Okay? And all the way, he got to 61.8. Did he break 61.8 here? No. What did I tell you that happens when he doesn't break 61.8? He goes all the way to where? 100. You can see that. It was within that zone. You know that there's a resistance here. So you'll be looking at closing your profit around here, which is the 100 zone. Right? Now, watch. He broke 61.8. Can you see that? Where did the market go to? He went all the way to where? 100. Can you see that? Immediately reached 100. Did you see what happened? He did a sharp reversal. That right there is the power of Fibonacci. Does it make sense? But I know that there are still a lot of doubting Thomas in the house saying, Kene, this is not possible. This cannot be real. So I'm going to keep on showing you the same thing. I've never opened this chart before in my life. In fact, for the past 2 months, I've never traded USD card because I am tired of opening different pairs and seeing the same things over and over again and seeing more money, but I cannot be in all the markets at the same time. It is not a very comfortable thing by me. So the best thing I do is just to, just respect myself. and try not to take everything that I'm seeing. Okay, so let's do something again. Why there are a whole lot of doubting Thomas in the house? Okay, now what can we do again? Okay, so the next thing I can do is, even if I decide to use this point and this point as a high and low point, okay, Fibonacci, take this, take it down to here. Okay, listen, price came up to 23.6, broke it. Okay, you can see it went to 38.2. Eventually went to 50. It retested 50 here. It went to 61.8. It broke 61.8. It got to 100.